How you doing, folks? This is Rex at the Buckeye Nest, and once again I'm doing a little video here. I've got a gentleman in front of me. His name's John Cobb. He retired as a first sergeant in the United States Army, and he wants to tell you how he feels about his flag and what it means to him. It's just not a piece of cloth. You're going to find all this video up on the Buckeye Nest, and you're going to find John up there. John's done 5 tours in Iraq. So John, how do you feel about this?
Well, you know, every one of us that ever served, we raise our right hand and we take a solemn oath. You know, we swear to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I'm not saying that everyone out there protesting and trying to burn the flag or desecrate the flag is the enemy. I think most of the time, you know, to be honest with you, most of the time they're just misguided. Most of the time they're younger. Most of the time they're just trying to make a statement and get their little dime time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
But I also don't think that those people really understand that it's not just a piece of cloth. You know, it's what it represents. It represents 238, coming up on 239 years worth of this country. And it's the same, you know, piece of cloth that gets draped over the caskets of every man and woman who's defended it for that last 238 years. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, long may she wave, first of all. Second of all, you know, when I see some college kid standing on the flag, holding some sign, he's got every right to protest peaceably. He's got every right to make whatever statement he wants to make. But what gets me is his First Amendment rights are guaranteed by the same men and women that so-called piece of cloth gets draped over their casket if they don't come home in one piece. And if they can't put 2 and 2 together to realize that and to understand that, then, you know, we're failing. We're failing as a society. We're leadership somewhere along the way, whether it's your parents, your teachers, your professors, your friends, somebody is failing somewhere along the lines. Because if we can't instill, you know, if we can't instill pride in that so-called piece of cloth, then what the hell can we instill pride in? You know? And something that really gets to me is that, yes, they're guaranteed under the First Amendment freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You know, they can do that. But I don't think that should trump federal law, which prevents or is supposed to prevent the desecration of the flag of the United States. U.S. Code has a specific law, and you know, I'm trying to remember what it is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm not a lawyer, but I know it's part of you know, U.S. Code.
Yeah.
It's either Title 10, Title 18, something.
I think it's 18.
18.
Yeah.
But it specifically prohibits desecration of the flag of the United States of America. So, if you're going to break a law to protest laws, I mean, you know, protest whatever it is you're protesting. You know, I want to go downtown. We've had this recent protest down at University at Dayton, and you know, I just wonder what would happen if I went down there as a veteran, as a citizen, a retired soldier. I'm a civilian now, so as a citizen, if I went down there and in front of one of the university police, the campus cops, or, you know, Dayton police, if I placed that little asshole in, you know, under citizen's arrest, would the policeman even enforce it?
That's a good thought.
Would he even enforce it? Or would he tell me, you know, go away, this is just a peaceful demonstration, it's a peaceful protest? Well, no, because as soon as I jerk that flag out from under his feet and choke him with it,
I understand.
I'm just expressing my freedom of expression.
You got that right, John.
You know,
you got that right.
But that would be infringing on his rights, and I couldn't do that. You know, and I'm certainly not suggesting anybody else do that, but
right.
But as a veteran, that's what I feel like doing every time I see that crap. It's not just a piece of cloth. It's the flag of the United States of America.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do with this video, John, I don't know if I mentioned it to you or not, but I'm setting up the special page on the Buckeye Nest. I'm going to promote this up to the federal government, to the judicial system. And I'm going to ask them to change that thought process so you and I and any other veteran don't have to get our blood boiling when this occurs, because then we know all we got to do is call a police officer and have that individual arrested for what they're doing to that flag. Your opinion is different, mine is different,
Sure.
Mine is they don't have the right to do that to that flag. That's my opinion, my personal opinion.
That's
I
right.
know the Constitution and the judicial system gives them the right to do that to a certain degree, but we need to change that. We need to make something different happen.
Well, and the thing is, the law is already there. It's just not enforced.
Right.
So, I'm all for supporting people who want to protest, whatever they're protesting. I'm all for people making a statement, but they're only allowed to do that until it infringes on someone else's rights.
Yeah. So
it's kind of
rights and beliefs. Yeah.
Well, so it's kind of a one-sided thing. I can't do anything. I can't take that flag from them physically. I can't do anything to them physically that infringes on their civil liberties. I can't do that. That's against the law, obviously. That's assault. So, but they can break the law and rub it in my face and all my brothers and sisters' faces, and smear the whole, country in the mud. Too many people have died for that piece of cloth.
Yeah.
So, as far as I'm concerned,
You did 5 terms in Iraq.
yeah.
5 tours. You were fighting terrorists over there.
Yeah,
Our colleague Rod Stanley, you know Rod.
sure.
I just recorded his thoughts. You know what he said there? He says, throw the Koran down on the ground and stomp on it. And let me add something to you folks. This is where one of your freedoms come into play, because if you throw a Koran on the ground, and I can promise you, and John will promise you, he's shaking his head yes, 50 terrorist Muslims will come out of the woodwork someplace
They'll come out all
and
over
just
the place.
blow your brains away right then and there, not even give you the chance to say hi, shit howdy, screw yourself, or anything else.
They have a different way of protesting. Those are the enemies that we're sworn to defend this country against. That mentality, that ideology, that's the enemy. And for these guys to walk around and burn the flag and step on it and drag it on the ground and smear mud on it and write on it and all that stuff, they're in the wrong country, man. As far as I'm concerned, you're in the wrong country. If you hate America that bad, then get the fuck out.
I remember,
Pardon my language.
I understand, but I remember back in my day, when Beverly was played on bass, we stood at attention and saluted that flag.
Absolutely. Cars stop, people get out of their vehicles, they stop with their school children do that. I mean grade school kids, they stop and they render respect.
When the day was done, taps was played, and it didn't matter where you were at. Even if you couldn't see that flag, you stopped and saluted because you knew there was a flag being raised or lowered at that
It
time.
means something. It means something to some people.
If you went on a combat mission and you passed that flag, every soldier, when they passed that flag, they looked at it and said, I'm coming home.
Yeah, absolutely. I wore it on my right shoulder on every patrol, every tour. I've seen it draped over too many caskets. I've seen too
I can
many
recall
of them.
many times that we actually formed huddles and prayed together before we went on missions and things of that nature.
A lot of folks do.
Yeah, so.
A lot of
All right, folks.
It's just, it's a shame. It really is. As far as I'm concerned, it's a shame. And, something needs to be done about it. I mean, it really does. Something needs to be done about it. There's a law in place to protect that flag. It needs to be enforced. That's all I got to say about it.
Okay, gang, this is retired Sergeant First Class John Cobb giving you First Sergeant. Sorry.
Sorry.
My old brain here just walks away sometimes. So but John's giving you his thought on it. You've already heard Rod Stanley, and you're going to hear from a whole lot more. I've got a general lined up. If he keeps his word, he wants to talk about it, and I got a Marine Corps major that wants to talk about it too. So until next time, folks, this is Rex at the Buckeye Nest at the Dayton VA, and we've been watching the For Freedom Equestrian team today, getting ready for the Patriot Freedom Festival. And it's not just a piece of cloth.